Twila, you've done a short video. I've watched it, very good, just short, but you've released excellent information on how the definition of what qualifies as a true COVID case has changed. In the states where the numbers are skyrocketing, it appears that in those states it appears that a new definition has been adopted. But in some places like New York, they are refusing to use this new definition. Can you explain it? Because I think this will really amaze people who are listening today.
Yes. So I was listening to some county commissioners down in Texas, as they were being given a presentation about this new definition for probable cases. And so I talked about it on the video, which is on our Facebook page, and I also have the documents. So if anybody wants to look at them, they can just go to our Facebook page, which is CCH Freedom. But here's the deal. There are 15 ways that somebody can be deemed a probable case of COVID-19. And once you're deemed a probable case of COVID-19 in many states, and they're allowed to by the CDC, to commingle those probable cases with confirmed cases. And one of the commissioners said that this could cause a 17-fold increase in the cases numbers, and that he was concerned that people would think that the pandemic was roaring back as a result of this escalation of cases. And to just let you know how loose the definition of probable case is, once you look at that document at CCH Freedom, our Facebook page, then you'll be able to look at this. But I'll give you an example. So one example is that you've had an antigen or an antibody test, even though they are highly unreliable, very unreliable. One state won't even report them because they don't consider them reliable enough. Okay, but let's just say you have one and it says it's positive, whether that's true or not. And then you have, for instance, you have a sore throat and a headache. Now you're a probable case. Or let's say you have a sore throat and a headache and you live in a place like New York City where COVID is endemic. Then you're a probable case. And it gets even worse. Let's say you come in contact with a probable case. So not a confirmed case. So somebody who has, for instance, a sore throat and a headache, and they live in New York City, and you come in contact with them. Now you can be called a probable case if you happen to have one of these small symptoms, or of course, if you have severe symptoms, but none of these. There are 15 ways to become a probable case, and none of them require a confirmed test that you are actually COVID, and yet they can be commingled with the confirmed cases and then called, that will just, as I said, that will just increase the number of cases. Texas, if you just Google COVID death rate, just Google COVID death rate. I do it every day. And I look at different states and I look at the United States, and it's right on the top of the screen once you do that. Texas, its cases are just skyrocketing. And I don't know what day they started actually doing this, but this meeting was in May, and by the middle of June, I think the cases just started to skyrocket.
Now, so Twila, are you talking, did you say death rate, or do you mean?
Case rate.
Case rate, okay, that was important, not death rate, okay.
I'm sorry, not death rate, but I will say they also have a new definition for deaths. So now they have probable death, too. And you do not have to have any kind of a confirmation that you actually had COVID to be in the probable deaths. Now, interestingly enough, New York's governor said that they refused to do this because, and I'm paraphrasing here, because a probable case is not a confirmed case. He said something like this. He said, we've had lots of probable cases that didn't end up to be COVID cases. So they have refused to do it, but not every state has.